What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another Codmo video. So today we are going to be discussing one of the discounted draw weapons that was promised to come to the season, which of course is the KN44 Shadow Wings. So as you guys remember, last season we did receive a voting poll. Basically, COD Mobile devs asked us to, what legendary skins would be discounted and what mythic skins would come back, or legendary characters would be returning. And of course, everyone voted, and we got like a lot of various results. But for the legendary weapons, two of them were actually able to be discounted. So the first place weapon, the one that got the most votes, would actually get the 50% off deal, while the one that got second place would get the 20% off deal. The one that got the 50% off deal is of course the KN44 Shadow Wings. The legendary skin that got the second most amount of votes is actually the Bruin MK2. That has yet to come out for this season. It might come out next week, the week after, maybe at the end of the season. I'm not really that sure. But yeah, that one's also going to be discounted, but that one's only going to be at 20 to 25% off. So the first one that got released for the season, which of course you're seeing right now, is the KN44 Shadow Wings. It is, I believe, the fourth legendary skin for the KN44 throughout the history of this game. And I have to say, out of all of them, I think this is actually probably one of the worst ones. If not, it might actually be the worst. Depend on how you actually see the Dance of Death. But yes, a lot of people would consider the color spectrum to be like the most iconic or the most popular, while the Mystic Fox is basically a close second. I know not a lot of people have that skin, but yeah, I guess the majority of people that use the KN44 either have the color spectrum or, at least at the moment, the Dance of Death. So like I said, this one actually kind of received a lot of backlash the moment it got received. A lot of people thought it was going to be bad, but of course, when they showed us the voting poll or like the choices, at first glance, yeah, this looked like it was going to be an absolutely crazy type of legendary skin because it was only a photo. We didn't get like a GIF on the effects or anything like that, because keep in mind, this was like probably like in the first half of last season where we got like all this voting stuff. So yeah, the effects probably weren't like even close to being done. Something you should know about this gun, it is reactive. I did see like the actual price of this thing at the end. It's 4,700. So usually those types of legendary skins that end with that amount usually have reactive effects, stuff that where the gun changes every 2 kills or so. So yeah, that's one thing to keep note of. But I did hear a lot of criticisms when it comes to, I guess, the effects, or I guess the lack thereof. And I won't lie, I mean, the effects are pretty minuscule, and I know you're seeing Ether Crystal on this gun skin, but keep in mind, I've tried it with Damascus, I've tried it with like other ones in the training room, and yeah, they don't really look that crazy. I mean, even the death effect itself seems to be kind of bare bones and a little bit too much like the final death effect for the Holger Mythic. You guys seen that one? If you kill someone, they kind of like turn into like a pile of black bats. It's basically like that. So I do want to touch on the Iron Sight again, because like I said, that one received kind of like a lot of criticism, and I don't really know why. I mean, the KN44, when it comes to those legendary skins, I don't really expect too much of a change with the Iron Sight, because for the most part, the KN44 generally has a decent Iron Sight. From the color spectrum to the Dance of Death and even to the Mystic Fox, they're always going to be good. I heard a few complaints on Twitter saying that it looks too much like the Bison one, but keep in mind, I mean, if you're thinking like in Modern Warfare 2 terms, like they're all kind of part of that Castovia family tree, the AK family tree. They usually have that same 3-pronged iron sight, so it's nothing really crazy. I mean, you could see it from there, like that little golden Bison. I mean, yeah, like the iron sights do look very similar, but again, it doesn't matter. I think in my personal opinion, I think a lot of people expect legendaries to have mythic level iron sights where it's just like a pure red dot and that's basically it. But I mean, yeah, I don't really think they could even further, I guess, evolve these iron sights. And speaking of further evolving, they have kind of evolved the legendary skins once more. So now when you do inspect the weapon, they have like their own unique sound effect to it. And this was something that was actually present last season. If any of you players out there that actually participated in that Halloween series draw and got any of the newer legendary skins, aside from the Pumpkin Head and the Court Jester, the Holger as well as the Maddox do have their own type of sound effects when you do inspect their weapon. At first I thought maybe the sound effects with the inspects are just going to be present on, legendary skins that may be tied to some sort of event like a series. But I think this is kind of gonna be like just the normal standard now for legendary skins going forward. That, you know, if you inspect it's gonna have like a unique sound effect, which is pretty cool. I like how they keep evolving these legendaries even further. One thing I do genuinely need to compliment about this gun is the camo coverage for it. And I will say, I know a lot of mythics recently haven't really been that great with camo coverage, but man, the legendaries for the most part never disappoint. And it goes the same for the KN44 Shadow Wing. So as you guys can see, you have Ether Crystal kind of like affecting around like just the main parts of the gun. Yeah, there are some parts that are untouched. And you probably saw it earlier in the video where my friend was in the kill cam and you saw the diamond camo, you saw the gold parts and everything. I mean, it looked absolutely stunning. But I would say the best part about this is the fact that if you do use seasonal camos or even just the regular completionist camos, they also affect the iron sight. So the iron sight that I have right now, I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool and it has like that ether crystal look to it. But of course you could use red sprite or some other seasonal camo and it'll have the same type of thing. It's a pretty unique thing and not a lot of legendaries nowadays have that. I would say the only other one that I could think of is maybe the ICR Innovator. You know, that little digital iron sight that it has also has like that camo coverage thing, but provided that you use a seasonal camo rather than a normal completionist camo. So overall, the skin is pretty cool. I mean, especially for a 50% off skin, I wasn't really expecting too much, but the added sound for the inspect is pretty crazy as well. I mean, I do like that, and the camo coverage is pretty awesome, even though the effects, like especially with like the outer effects and I guess the death effects aren't really that great. But again, 50% off, I'll take it. And keep in mind, the next time this draw probably comes out, you're most likely not going to get a discount. So if you're a person that likes collecting skins, I do recommend picking it up now so you won't have to pay full price later. Also, something I heard through the grapevine, I think this legendary skin is actually going to be available all season. So you do have about maybe 28 plus days to pick this up. If not, the deal was basically gone. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe for some more COD mobile content. I'll see you guys next time.